Today I want to talk about our holiday when we went to Spain this May half term, and we are going to be talking a lot today about autism and other conditions that my son may have, such as possibly say epilepsy. So we have got an appointment for him this month to see a specialist because he has had 3 atonic seizures, and we are very concerned. So you have to bear with me, I got a little bit of toothache, so speaking is very difficult for me at the moment. So he's had seizures. We know this because we have witnessed it, and he's been in hospital twice, and they haven't wanted to do tests or nothing because he didn't bite his tongue or nothing, and he didn't no, it's really silly. So anyway, when we went to Spain, we went very early in the morning, and he was okay, but he had a meltdown when we got to the airport, and he was very dysregulated throughout the airport until we got on the plane. We told him that we was going away. There was no seizures or nothing. When we got there, he was fine, and that apart from very, very tired. So we basically got to our hotel. My husband forgot one suitcase, so I had to go and collect that a little bit later on. And he went to sleep, and he was absolutely fine. It was in the night that there was some snorting and some really strange sounds, and I was looking at him because he was in the bed next to me, and basically his eyes was open, and he was like that. And speaking to a friend of mine who has a son with autism and also epilepsy, this is night seizures and that. So, and he didn't have a tonic a seizure or nothing, and it lasted maybe about 1 or 2 minutes, and that kind of continued, on and off. Some nights he would be fine, other nights he would have it, but during the day he was absolutely fine. He didn't really spend a lot of time say Rebecca when he was out. She was in the pool, but he was mainly in the bedroom, and that where he was on his phone relaxing and stuff. So yeah, very, very difficult, because as a family we wanted to go out and about and stuff. It was very warm as well. I think it was about 23 to begin with at the beginning of the week, and then it just got hotter and hotter, but not as bad as the UK. I think the highest it got was about 30 there. So we continue to monitor him, and on the last a day when we was traveling back, he had a seizure in the morning, and it was only, again I time it, and it was not even 2 minutes. It was very quick, and we decided to travel anyway, and he hasn't had one since. We don't know what caused it. Oh god, my jaw's really aching because I'm talking a lot. So yeah, so it was very hard. I'm going to pause. That's a bit bad. So we got back to the UK, and he's been absolutely fine. He did fall over at a stool and twisted his ankle. He couldn't bear weight on it, so we had a week off. But apart from that, he's absolutely fine. We have said to the school to be extra careful, supervision needs to be key, and that. So on the 28th of July we are going to the hospital to see a specialist, and to see what they can do. They probably will have to do some tests or arrange tests. I don't know how he will be with that, because he doesn't really like hospitals. So yeah, so that's a little bit about possible well, he's definitely had 3 seizures. Whether it's say epilepsy or non-epilepsy, I do not know. I'm not a doctor or nothing, so we all just have to wait and see on that. His behaviour has been a little bit up and down. He started to pinch like again. We think this is a frustration, like I'm frustrated with my tooth right now, probably my wisdom tooth at the back. So yeah, we a lot of pinching in it. Again, with the heat as well, that has, meant that he's been out of sync and stuff. He had a week off again because the school closed for a couple of days, and we decided to, let him have the week off. So yeah, so it's very, very hard at the moment, and that's why I haven't done any videos and that already spoken about, like, Spain, to be honest. Will we go back to Spain again? I don't know. Like, we have planned to go somewhere, but we are now rethinking that until another time, because the fly-in time is 4.5 hours, and where, like, when we went to Costa Brava, it was only 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So yeah, it's a big question which we have for the doctor: can he fly? And that once we know that, we can kind of plan probably for next year, and that, but we will see. I do want him to, what was it like, come abroad with us and that, but at the same time, it's very difficult, because unlike, say, my daughter, who enjoys like the pool, the entertainment and that, it's judging whether he's really enjoying the holiday when he's spending so much time in like the room and that. And the whole point of a abroad holiday, when you go to a hotel, is to do the entertainment and that, to do, like the swimming, and he did go, swimming once or twice, I think twice, but too many people, that kind of stuff. So it's very hard. And then we was talking about, possibly going back to Butlins or trying Haven or Park Dean. So, these are kind of like, I suppose, it's a situation which we are in. And any sane parent will tell you this, it's not hard. We've got one child who is very able, my daughter, very sociable, she loves seeing like the entertainment. And we got my son, who is high need, doesn't really like loud noises, and is kind of like happy to be there, but only for like a little while. So, that's kind of like the situation which we are in. And also with his, possibly like epilepsy, it's very, very hard, to be honest. I don't think people really understand, if you have, one child who's got high needs and another child who hasn't got high needs, but they're still autistic and they're still very much kind of like, they need your attention. They have got needs as well. Like Rebecca has her own needs, and it's kind of like a balance. And that, I always feel that we are doing so much for, Matthew, and sometimes, not enough for Rebecca. And then other times, 10 minutes I've been talking, I feel that she has a lot of attention and then Matthew doesn't. So yeah, it's a hard one, and it's something that we as parents have noticed. And that I haven't done any videos for a very long time, just because this, whether it's my wisdom tooth or a ulcer or a infection, I do not know. Also, I've had health issues and that. I've been diagnosed with ET, blood disorder. My diabetes has been out of control and stuff like that. And so, I'm on the road to, recovery and stuff. So that is like the update really for, what was it, the kids, the holiday was, it was fun, and that's, I always enjoyed going abroad. I want to go abroad more. You know, I want to, you know, take Rebecca to, you know, more places, but also I love to take Matthew to more places and that. It's a question of like, do we do hotels or do we do a villa? If we do a villa, that's catering for Matthew's like SA needs, but not Rebecca's. So it's like, what do we do? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments and that, because you know, this is like a very complicated, you know, situation. So yeah, and hopefully you have enjoyed this video with me kind of like surviving talking. My husband's like happy because I can't talk a lot, but I have got a dental appointment next Thursday to have it examined and that, because it's quite tender like down here and that, so I think it's kind of like a nerve. Looking at it, I got possibly like a hole like right at the back and that. So I'm hoping that they can kind of sort it out, whatever that might be. Trying to get a dentist, you know, it's like impossible, isn't it? Especially on the National Health. I've got one, but it's like, you know, it's not where I live. It's in Oxford and that. So yeah, it's a half an hour journey or so. Lucky my parents kind of live there, and so it's not too bad. And we can park at their like house and then walk up. But yeah, it's really like up here as well. So I'm going to go now. But thank you very much for listening, for me rambling on and waffling, I think. But I'm just going to put this up, and if it does well, it does well. If not, well, you know, those people who see it will know me, and I will try to, you know, get some more videos out. We are going to Lonely on Friday, so watch out for that.